everyone, and welcome to the next instalment in the Teaching and Learning series of films. Our focus in this film is feedback and assessment, and how this can be used effectively within departments to help pupils make as much progress as possible. Year 10 pupil Valera will also give a pupil perspective of how teachers undertake feedback and assessment in the classroom.
Feedback is given fairly often. It's given after assessments and during when we are giving our books back, when a teacher marks them, we get given feedback then as well. It's important because we get to see what we've not been doing quite as well at and be able to improve it in future work. It's also important because it helps to motivate pupils and to think, wow, I've done this good and I'm going to do it even better next time. Or I've not done this well, but I'm going to do it even better again next time.
One of the most common methods of feedback that is utilised across school is whole class feedback forms. This is a common practice that means teachers can mark quickly and effectively and address common misconceptions in the class as a whole. This works especially well if children are taught in sets and are making similar mistakes that need to be addressed relatively quickly. Okay, so Valera, what methods of assessment do you see in lessons and do you think they're effective?
Oh yes, I'd say they are very effective. Sometimes the teachers hand out whiteboards, a teacher will give a question and we'll write our answer on the whiteboards, and I think it's good because it's a quick, easy method of a pupil giving an answer as opposed to teacher asking a question and picking on one pupil. It's a very general way of getting a load of answers. We also do a pre-test in maths. A pre-test is a test given before a new topic, and it'll be things that we might have seen before or we might have never seen those questions in our lives. And what a teacher will do is we'll sit the pre-test and the teacher will be able to see what we know and what we don't know. And if the class is very general in understanding in one part of the topic, then the teacher knows, okay, I don't have to cover that in more detail than as opposed to this part of the topic, when that time could be more useful in learning a part of the topic that we don't know.
The other end of the spectrum sees teachers using individual stretch and challenge tasks. This means that pupils have their work assessed and then assess individual targets that are intended to push them further. This might just be a simple question intended to make them think, or a specific area of focus they need to read around to help improve their wider understanding. In science, for example, once a key concept task has been completed, pupils then complete a therapy task, whereby they green pen their own work. The students are then asked to complete one of the therapy tasks, chosen by the teacher, relevant to an area where they have had the least success in the key concept task. Valera, what grades are you currently working at and how do you feel St John Fisher's helped you personally on your academic journey?
I'm working at grades about 7 and 8, and I think St John Fisher's definitely helped me because they have things in place such as revision classes, where it's a time after school when pupils can come along and recap work that they may not be able to recap at home. Maybe things are a little noisy at home. They stay behind and do revision class, and I think it gives that sort of structured space for pupils to sort of learn and revise.
And what about things like modelling? How do you see that being useful in a classroom environment for maybe a pupil like yourself?
Yeah, I think modelling is a great way of teaching pupils how to get this certain grade level on a piece of work. So for example, a teacher may give you a grade 9 piece of work and say, everything you need on this paper is what you all need to do to be able to get a grade 9. And I think that's great because you're able to compare your own work with someone else's work and be able to find out what you did wrong and then build that on further to maybe reach that grade 9 next time.
Now let's head over to Mr Walters, who is going to demonstrate verbal feedback in drama lessons.
Hello and a very warm welcome to our drama department here at St John Fisher Catholic High School. Now, as soon as pupils begin their time at school in Year 7, they have routines in drama, and one of those routines is that we all sit together in a circle. It creates a sense of equality and inclusivity. In the same way, we encourage verbal feedback from day one, and we start with a very simple idea. It's called a star and a wish. So we'll ask pupils what was it about that particular piece or performance that had star quality, and what would they wish for if they could watch that performance again.
I think that all of the actors were very focused.
And what would you wish to see if you could watch that piece again?
I think I would like to hear more of the performance better.
Okay, so you'd like to hear the individual performers' voices. And with that, we can deepen and stretch responses by asking pupils to develop their ideas. What is it that we talk about when we want actors to show more awareness of using their voices in front of an audience?
We'd ask them to use projection, which is making your voice louder and clearer.
And as we progress through into year 8 and year 9, we develop what's called what went well and even better if. The idea being that pupils can develop their responses which become more analytical. An example of this can be seen with Caitlin.
But you said that I could keep them just a bit longer.
So Evie, what went well in that particular piece?
I think that Caitlin showed that she was upset by using a distant proxemic on a lower level.
And how could it be even better in that piece?
I think it could be better if you created a pause or showed hesitancy to show that you were shocked about the news you received.
And with that, verbal feedback creates opportunities for pupils to model or demonstrate the work.
You said that I could keep them just a bit longer.
Excellent, and thank you for your feedback on that as well. So all this creates the foundation stone for our studies at GCSE level at Key Stage 4. Verbal feedback certainly promotes excellence, supports pupils' development as performers, creates opportunities for analysis, and resilience, and communication skills. So thanks very much for joining us today at St John Fisher Catholic High School in our drama department.